Hello again. Last video we were discussing this one that in the candidates tournaments in 2011 Grishuk got to play as a replacement of Carlsen. And I did Google and it seems here, I don't know if this is true, but I'm just gonna guess it, that Carlsen wrote a letter to FIDE explaining why he skipped the candidates matches. And Carlsen wrote, "After careful consideration, I've reached the conclusion that the ongoing 2008 to 2012 cycle does not represent a system sufficiently modern and fair to provide a motivation. I need to go through the lengthy process of preparation and matches to perform at my best. Reigning champion privileges, the long 5-year span of cycles made during the cycle resulting in a new form without candidates that no world champion has to go through since Kasparov, plussing rating criteria as well as shallow ceaseless match after match comes of all than less than satisfactory in my opinion. In my opinion, privileges should in general be abolished and a future world championship should be based on a fair fight between the best players in the world on equal terms. This should apply also to the winner of the previous World Championship, and especially so when several players approximate the same level in the World Championship elite. One possibility for future cycles would be to stage an 8 to 10 player World Championship tournament similar to the 2005 and 2007. So unfortunately Magnus already here when he was very young, only 21, he already got this what is sometimes known as the chess hybris, like because they are so good at chess, so talented at chess, and never had to do any real work, never have any setbacks in their life. A lot of the best players like Fischer, Kasparov, Kramnik, Niemann and Carlsen, they always focus on pointless details instead of just like accepting the rules and just try to win for the rules. I'm pretty sure that if Magnus would have played the World Championship candidate tournaments here in 2011, he would have been the favorite because he was already the highest rated player in the world, and it's likely that he would have become world champion already in 2012. And unfortunately this syndrome of the world champions in chess, that they lose objectivity because they think they're just so much more talented at chess, so they think they are right at everything. I don't even after reading this one, I don't understand like why didn't he want to play this? It was knockout matches against 2 knockout matches here. First knockout match against it was basically three knockout matches he would have played to become challenger. It's but maybe that was the reason that I think FIDE now, of course, they have changed the candidate tournament instead of knockout matches to be a round robin tournament. So that was maybe because of Magnus' complaints that they did it, because he's the superstar of chess, of course. So of course FIDE wants to do everything they can to get him to play. But it's just sad that already back when he was 21, Magnus already started to complain about pointless thing instead of just playing chess. And of course, as you know, he has withdrawn from the World Championship, the most biggest and most prestigious chess tournament in the world. Of course, Magnus, I think already here when he was 21, he was so rich that he basically, I think already when he was 21 that he was like multi-millionaire in dollars and euros, so he could already here probably retire already. But But now, of course, he doesn't need money anymore. But I don't know. I think maybe before he got world champion, maybe he wasn't that rich, so he could just not care about money like now. I'm a little bit unsure, but if he would play here, become world champion, that would be like at least like, I don't know how to say, but at least a few million dollars he would win if he did this. So I can imagine for his trainers and his family and like that, it's kind of weird that he withdraw because of some weird thing that I don't really understand, even reading his letter here. But whatever, let's not complain about that now, and let's continue to the Tal Memorial, which we are looking at here, which Carlsen won at 5.5 out of 9. And next game here, we already looked when he won against Gelfand. Next game is when he's playing against Kramnik. So you can see this game is a draw, but I thought it was an interesting game, and it's also the Kramnik is such a good player that it's always nice to see Kramnik and Magnus playing here. And Kramnik plays a line that Magnus will play a lot in the World Championship match. I think it was against Caruana. Caruana, he played like this. Magnus is black. Magnus wants to play the Sveshnikov system that goes like this. And yeah, you know, Sveshnikov system. And Caruana doesn't want to play it, so instead he played this, the Rosolimo system, and in this World Championship match, and Magnus played like this, and it was something, and Magnus, he played like, it was this kind of a structure. They were like playing this structure for at least 5 games, and you can see here this is exactly the same position that we get in this game with colors reversed. So now Kramnik, he plays this Sicilian, like it's Sicilian with white, this Rosolimo system. So here, like something like this, and it would have been exactly like that position that I showed you. But Magnus is doing something else here. He's allowing Kramnik to do like this. But maybe if he would take, then maybe he would take with the d pawn. Anyway, I don't know. But he played back with the bishop here. And d3 here. d6. h3. I don't know this system, but this is like a typical setup for Kramnik is playing like a typical setup that they usually play against the English, but now it's e5, so it's a little bit different here. The computer is not a fan of knight h7. Yeah, I don't really see the point of that, to be honest. And now a3, he obviously wants to go here and trade a bishop, so Magnus sees that and does a6. And knight g5, queen here, king here to defend h2. Okay, so his plan was to go and maybe control here, but yeah, didn't seem like a very good maneuver. Looks like it just lost tempis here. But whatever, let's see what happens. Magnus go in here. And here is this saying that I've said before, that a chess trainer that's dead now, but he was a popular, when I was a young player, there was the 2 most respected chess trainers were called Mark Dvoretsky and Artur Yusupov, and they wrote like 10 chess books that I read when I was a kid. And one of the sayings there was that Dvoretsky said, like, if the knights are protecting each other, do not trade one, because this knight here on c6, it doesn't do anything. This on c3 doesn't do anything. So what black shouldn't do is he shouldn't do like this, because now this the bad knight on c3 is gone basically. And also it seemed like there was some kind of apparently tactic there also. It was not my point, but something that the computer saw. So he went back. So yeah, Magnus couldn't take because of this tactic. I don't know if Kramnik would have seen that, but so he has to go back. And obviously the opening has been a big success for Kramnik. This knight maneuver, it only led to this that Dvoretsky doesn't like when the knight guard each other like that. So, and Magnus sees that he's trying to untangle with this, but yeah, go back with the knight is obviously not correct. But he probably didn't see anything better. Kramnik is doing c5. The computer likes that he's trying to open the position. Yeah, looks like this is a little bit more logical. Try to play on the king side. Yeah. I don't really see what's threatening, but maybe he just want to go here, and I don't know, it's hard to say, but definitely the opening has been a big success for Kramnik, and especially now when Magnus has to go back to the starting square with this bishop also, if he just can go back like this. And he has, like they say, he's when he resigned, he doesn't have to put the pieces back because they're already at the starting squares. Queen h5 looks correct here, and now Magnus puts back the knight where it should have stayed all along. Knight a4, c6. Okay, so best was to take with the bishop here, apparently. But this is also like typical of chess, like white is completely dominating, but black has no real weaknesses, so it's just not easy to break through. That's why even if top players would play against the computers, it would just be such hard to break through if the opponent plays correctly here. But seems like this would have been better for Magnus. Something like this. And the worst is apparently over here. So I'm sure Kramnik could have done something better than what he did. But let's see what happened. Magnus took here, and it allowed. Yeah, now of course he could take here, but then yeah, this knight on a8 is kind of trapped. So it does the best move here. It does f6. Okay, it cannot allow to take here, of course, and it also open here. So the question was, yeah, black cannot do g6 because you can take here with check. So he has to do g5 to block this. And here looks like Kramnik played bishop take g5, which was not the best move, but it was a fine move actually. So let's see, it looks kind of logical. Okay, so he took the rook here instead of the knight. The computer likes that. It was also interesting just to take back the knight. because yeah, it's. But of course, the knight is also quite badly placed. But that knight is almost trapped here. Okay, so obviously the plan is to win the knight for black. So white has to create some play here, and this one was hanging, so it needs to be defended with the bishop. Sorry. He did this one. That's okay move. Okay, so this one was bad. It lost the advantage for white. Better was here. And if it takes here, now you can take here apparently. Okay, and the plan is to push pawn here, and if black takes, then yeah, it's mate here or check here, or let's see here. So this one is needed here, then here. Okay, and white is crashing through here. Is winning here if he played correctly. So why was it so important to take on d4 before queen here? I guess it is because now he takes with the pawn. Yeah, he has to take with the pawn. But what happened if he took with the pawn here? Ah, okay, then the queen is covering this, so then he can play like this. And opening for here. I see. And also rook here, covering here, and then maybe this plan. I see, so it was very important to take on d4 first for Kramnik. Okay, it's still, yeah, the computer thinks it's interesting now. Still looks, I don't know, hard to say. Still looks quite good for white, but the computer thinks. Okay, and here he apparently does the only move here. He does e5 here. Apparently it's important to open for the bishop. He puts the knight here. Take. Okay, so Kramnik does the only way to not lose here. He does this one to cover and try to get a check here. So Magnus cover both the check and the bishop. Okay, so here Magnus takes a draw by repetition. That's weird. I guess he must have had bad time, but it says, because it says that black is winning after this move. Yeah, this knight is in trouble, so it needs to go out. Then apparently here Yeah, the check here doesn't do anything, so it has to take. I guess this pawn is just winning for black. There is also going around, and actually white's king might be weaker than black's here. And of course c2 and bishop here is like a threat. So what if you block here? Okay, then here. I see, the point is this, and then you can't stop rook here and queen here with mate. I see, because you couldn't do that one because of the drawing checks, but this is just a winning attack for black. Interesting how it could change so much so fast. That typical Magnus, he was winning after they played some move and he was winning, but it's this g4 stuff, it weakened the king here very much. So queen here, rook here, and here was kind of unstoppable here. That's weird, Magnus missed that, but I guess he was in time trouble, that's why he took the draw here. Anyway, a nice interesting game here, and next time we are going to watch my favorite chess commentator Peter Svidler in the first game here. So thanks for watching.